Hey guys, Marshall from Going Gear here at SHOT Show 2015 in Las Vegas. Here with Ben from CRKT, who some of you probably recognize from his many years of video work. He's going to talk to us about new CRKT products. They have some really cool stuff coming out this year, so I'm pretty excited about this one. You ready to get started?
Absolutely, Marshall. Let's dive into it.
Let's do it before I completely sweat through myself. It's 85 degrees, I'd say, right about.
It's warm down here.
It's hot in this booth. It's hot. All right, let's get started.
So first of all, Marshall, we are taking a look at the No Time Off. This is a Flavio Acoma design, and basically it's designed as a shop knife. And it's got what's called ILS, Acoma lock safety. Now, I don't know how easy your camera can pick this up, but basically it's a secondary lock mechanism on that locking liner. So when I want to close that knife, I'm just going to pull down and push over. So if you get lint, if you get grease, all sorts of junk in that pivot, that you're going to get guaranteed. It's just one more opportunity to save your little digits, save your fingers. So pretty cool design by Flavio Acoma. It's got a BD1 steel on it, hollow ground blade, drop point, and he's taken a lot of ideas here with the jimping. You got your jimping there, so if you choke up, as well as on that index finger choil right there, you can choke up as well. Great little knife. It's got this indexing here in the handle, so that when you're flipping it around, changing your grip, you've got a nice spot to flip. Pretty sweet design, deep carry pocket clip, again, designed by Flavio Acoma, and it features IKBS. So I'm not sure what else we could put on this knife, but if we did, we'd have to like have it in a parade or something. Some neon lights maybe.
Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber! Everyone loves it. Anyway, pretty sick design, and also comes in the serrated model with VEF serrations. It's called the No Time Off by Flavio Acoma. Let's go on to the next one. All right, the next one we're taking a look at is called the Hoot Nanny. It's by Ken Onion. He originally designed it as a trout and bird knife, but we basically said, look, this thing is too hot to be out in the woods. You can still take it out there, but mostly this is an EDC knife. You got an oversized pivot on it, IKBS, frame lock. You got a glass reinforced nylon handle on it. The blade steel is 8CR13. Nice little pocket clip there, tip up carry only. And I like this one. It's just simple, but elegant Ken Onion design, like he does. You see it's just signature, textbook Ken Onion, if you will. You got this curve here, curve there, just a lot of Ken's personality going into this blade. Beautiful piece called the Hoot Nanny, which is, for your southern roots, Marshall, what is a Hoot Nanny?
Like a good time, I guess you'd want to say.
Yeah, a good time. This is a good time knife.
I don't know what a Hawaiian's doing naming a knife after that.
I don't know what a Hawaiian does when he has a Hoot Nanny either, but pretty sweet knife. Next one we got going on, guys. Let's go into some Leon Ma stuff. We had a bunch of Leon Ma this year. This is called the GSD, Get Stuff Done. Pretty sweet knife. This one just like, when I see it, it just like screams, pimp me, you know? All these guys that want to make cool designs and different things here on the handle, just like a lot of room to trick it out. Beautiful piece, IKBS, all sorts of stuff.
That's probably the one I'm the most excited about. I saw that, I think, in an advertisement or an email blast you guys sent out, and I was like, that thing is beautiful. That thing looks great.
What do you like about it, Marshall?
I like the super clean lines. You know, I like relatively simple looking knives. I like flippers. I like IKBS. I like Leon. So, you know, it's just a lot of the things I like.
Totally. One of the things I love too, like all those clean lines, but Leon, when he makes a knife, you get it in hand and it's just comfortable. Like he's a guy that, yeah, he does cool designs, but you can have a cool design that feels like crap in your hand. This knife feels good in the hand, and I think he's done a great job there. Frame lock on it. It's got an interesting pocket clip that is two-way reversible for left or right-handed carry, tip up only on the knife, and just a solid piece from Leon Ma. It also comes in VEF flat top serrations.
That's actually a departure for you guys, isn't it? The tip up, isn't it? A lot of CRKT in the past has always been tipped down. Why the change? The popular outcry?
Yeah, the mob beating down the door, probably. You know, and a lot of that comes from our designers. You know, we get submissions every year for these designs, and sometimes we'll change it, but most times we leave it. We let the designers' designs speak for themselves. So we got a lot of tip up submissions this year, and so we went for it. So pretty sweet. All right, what else we got? Who doesn't love Lucas Burnley? I could probably say with confidence that Lucas Burnley is one of my favorite people in the knife industry.
I'm not going to name names, but a couple of my employees have man crushes on him, so.
I've heard that. We got two from Lucas Burnley that are similar to last year's Obaki. Now, this is the Achi, right here, my left hand, and the Akari, my right hand. The cool thing about these is they're the exact same blank. So when we stamp this out, you can see exact same knife. The only difference is we grind it on different sides. So the Akari here has your drop point blade, and then your Achi has that upswept blade. So when you're using it, you're going to get a lot of leverage, being able to push against that one, versus this one, just different strokes for different strokes. These are different strokes for different folks. And these are utility knives, designed everyday carry, and Lucas did the same thing he did last year with the Obaki. You got your sheath here with your skull bead, and basically that's going to hook onto your belt for belt carry, designed for waistband carry. So, and you can carry these as a neck knife too. They've got a tinitride finish that we acid etch. Each one is going to be completely unique, as well as that faux ray skin handle with the neon green. Pretty sick look. If you've seen any of Lucas's customs, this is like spot on. We nailed it. And yeah, Lucas does amazing design work. While we're talking about Lucas Burnley, one of his other new ones this year, it's called the Squid. And this one comes in two different styles. Both are frame locks, and the price point on these ones is super good. The MSRP is $29.99, and Marshall's telling me to move the knives because I got out of frame, but we're on track now. $29.99 is the MSRP on these, and they're just great little everyday carry folders. You got a deep carry pocket clip on them, ambidextrous thumb stud, frame lock, just a solid piece. Again, tip up, Marshall.
I like it. I like tip up.
I do too, man. I do too. But just a solid piece. And it is smaller. If you see it in hand, you'll notice my pinky's kind of off there. If you want to put a lanyard on, that sort of thing, you can. So if you got smaller hands, or if you're just looking for a smaller minimalistic knife, this blade is under 3 inches. I know in a lot of areas that 3 inches is kind of a tipping point for legality. So also comes in that black stonewash. So pretty sweet design by Lucas Burnley.
You know, one thing I'm really impressed by this year's knives is they have the premium design, but they're still at CRKT pricing. You know, they're not the hundreds of dollars knives, but you got all these big name designers making some really cool designs that are a lot more accessible than some of the other brands out there.
Totally, and I think that word accessible is where CRKT comes into the market more than anything. Because if I want a Burnley, I'm going to go spend $300-400 on a custom, if not more. And that's if
300 or 400 for what? Well, you get like a sticker.
Yeah, for what, a side pop or something? But that's the thing, is making these custom designs accessible for the masses at a $30 price point. That's huge, you know? So I'm glad you recognize that, Marshall. It's good. Good to see. All right, what else we got? All right, next up from Leon Ma, this is called the Journeyer. This is a slip joint folder. So in a lot of areas, you can't have a locking folder. So this is a slip joint, so it fits nicely in the hand. But what we did with it was one little trick here. We stuck a T6 wrench in the back of it. So you can go and adjust your pivot, but then when it's open, you can actually come in and turn this knife into a virtual fixed blade by sticking that into a hole in the blade. So that's not going to fold. So if you're working on this, working on a project or something, you need your knife open, ready to rock and roll. This Journeyer is going to be legal in some areas where a locking fixed blade wouldn't be legal, but you've got that little trick.
That's what I was going to ask. What does that do for the legality when you throw that little thing in there?
You know what? I'm going to let Johnny Law answer that question, but I think it's more for people that, yeah, you live in an area like that, but you're working on a project. You don't want this knife to fold on your hand. But I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to speak legalese for you, but just be safe out there. Carry legal, obviously. All right, what else we got? From Brian Ty this year. Now, Brian is an eccentric designer. He's an eccentric dude. If you've ever seen his picture, he just like looks like a boss with his hair. And his knives really reflect his style. This one is called the Tirade. It's got an 8CR13 MOV steel You got a dual grind on there for detail cutting, so that's a little bit cut differently, ground differently. It's a button lock, so easy opening and closing with the flipper. Open there, close it with the button lock. So, and then you got a machined handle. It's an aluminum handle. You got decorative pieces on the pivots. Just a beautiful piece. Again, tip up. Lots of tip. I told you, tip up this year.
Man, you guys are listening to feedback, and we really appreciate that.
You bet. Only the best for you, Marshall.
We actually have a game that we play at work coming up with what we think the name of his next knife is going to be. We're like, what has Ty in the name? What can we do with Ty?
What are some of your guesses in the past?
I'm not going to say any of them on camera.
This one's called the Tirade. That's pretty benign,
yeah.
But cool design from Brian Ty. What else have we got? Bob Tersola. Now, some people have called Bob Tersola the grandfather, the father of the tactical knife. This one's called the BT70, and he came to us and he said, look, it's my 70th birthday. I've got this sick knife design. Do you guys want it? And we said, heck yeah. And so this is a tactical knife. You got a Tonto tip on there, G10 handles, liner lock. Just a stout knife, really solid in hand. AUS-8 steel on it, and just a really solid performer. Again, tip up, another tip up. A lot of tip up this year, I'm telling you. But it is one position carry, so your tip up, right-handed carry on this one. You got an ambidextrous thumb disc there as well. Solid piece with great grind lines in the knife. Beautiful knife from Bob Tersola, the grandfather of all tactical. All right, next in the lineup we have the Shizuka no Ken. This is the Otonashi no Ken's little brother. It's about 30% smaller than the original Otonashi, but it's the exact same knife. You got a G10 handle there, stainless steel frame lock on the one side, deep carry pocket clip that is reversible for right or left-handed carry. You got a modified Tonto blade, as well as that ambidextrous thumb stud. Basically, if you like the Otonashi, you're gonna love the Shizuka no Ken. Great little blade, and it's great for EDC. I carried it there for a couple weeks when we were testing it. And it's just a fun knife, fun to flick, fun to carry around, super portable, lightweight. So, pretty cool design from Sensei James Williams. This guy's hardcore.
Yeah, I did an interview with him a few years ago where he was talking about his different designs, and something definitely worth checking out if you're into watching anything about the makers, because, you know, I'd done a few with the different makers and we were talking about the designs, and I was kind of in a daze because it was late in the show. But then when he started moving the knife around, showing how you can use it, the fluidity of his movements and everything, I started listening very closely to what he was saying.
He's hardcore. We just filmed a video series with him, and the amount of knowledge he has on just like energy and like killing people, there's no other way to say it. He's just hardcore. With that in mind, so this is called the Shizuka no Ken. This year he also came out with this knife called the Yukanto. He designed this for basically operators. This is an operator's knife designed for piercing, stabbing, getting stuff done for in the field. So it's, again, you got a modified Tonto blade, and it's designed for piercing, you know. And it's, this entire knife is built around moly. So what happens is you can thread this sheath straight through the moly. It's got a little J-clip on it, and that's gonna hook right into your moly gear. So if you're carrying it on a vest, if you're carrying it on a bag, it's gonna be nice right there and accessible. You got a black powder coat on the handle. And then I should mention as well, here in the butt of the handle, it is full tang, but that piece of steel goes all the way to the very end. So if you needed to bash a window out or that sort of thing, it's gonna be a really tough steel down in there. AUS-8 blade on this one, just a solid piece, again from James Williams, called the Yukanto. So pretty sweet design. Other things we got going on this year. This one's called the Deviation. It's a Terry Renner design, and I defy you to find a curved line on this knife. It's just totally extraterrestrial, outside the pivot, right? Other than that, everything is at an angle, kind of a Star Trek-y feel, if I can say that without getting sued, right? Liner lock on this one, closes right there, opens with the flipper, does have IKBS, and you've got a high polish grind on there as well as your satin. So you get a lot of two-tone finish there. Deep carry pocket clip on it, and just a solid piece for those that are kind of looking for something outside the box.
Tip up.
Tip up. Yeah, take that. Take that, old style. Pretty sweet. All right, what else we got going on? 2 knives that we came out with this year. If you're familiar with the Crawford designs, these are both Crawford designs. This one is called the Drumfire, and just a small little neck knife designed by Pat and Wes Crawford. 8CR13 MOV steel. You got a Tonto point on there. Ultra lightweight. I think the entire package, I'm shooting from the hip here, comes in under like 3 ounces. That's with the sheath and everything. So just a solid little neck knife. You got a glass reinforced nylon sheath, and it slides right in there. So if you wanted to carry that on your neck, carry it in your belt, just kind of a backup blade. But you do get a lot of purchase in hand on this one. That's one thing I really like, is it is smaller, but you can see that fob. You're going to be getting a solid grip off of this knife. Its older brother is called the Thunderstrike, and this one has your black finish on it, an EDP finish. It's got a couple holes there. It comes with the paracord weave, really solid in hand, no hot spots or anything. And this one fits my hand super nice. I like it. Again, Pat and Wes Crawford design, and these are affordable. You know, a lot of guys, they want a good knife. They want something they can use and carry, but you can't afford it. This one I think is $49.99 MSRP and $39.99 on this one. I'll spot check those, but they're affordable.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's something 99. You'll love it. So pretty sweet designs from Pat and Wes Crawford. All right, we're gonna keep moving here. I don't know how many of you guys are hunters and fishers, Marshall, but this one's pretty darn cool. This is called the Hunt and Fish, and it's designed by a guy named Larry Fisher. And he actually died of pancreatic cancer this year, and this was his design that made it to market just shortly after his death. So we're sad to see him go. One cool thing about this one is all the proceeds go to a pancreatic cancer research fund. So all of the profits that we make off of this knife go to that. So it's kind of a cool tribute to him, and pretty sweet knife. You got a tapered tang to lighten up the weight, G10 handles, as well as your jimping there. So if you're a hunter, this is going to be a great one to carry on your belt. The sheath is, excuse me, the sheath is leather, and it's made to be carried. Marshall, I'm going to ask you to tilt up over here to my belt, right there. So that sheath is pretty unique. It's designed to be carried in that fashion, right like that, or on the other side like that. So you're going for horizontal rather than a vertical carry on this knife. Pretty cool design, and that sheath is specifically for that purpose. Great knife in hand, called the Hunt and Fish, designed by Larry Fisher. So there you have it. I'm stoked on this one. I like to get out in the woods. I'm kind of a pseudo woodsman, I guess. I work with the Boy Scouts, love to go camping with them, that sort of thing. This is a bushcrafting knife. It's called the Saker, designed by Abe Elias. It comes to a Scandi grind, 0 grind blade. So it's super hard to create these. If you've ever done any grinding, the grinding on these is a real beast. Walnut handles. It's a 1075 high carbon steel. So you got to keep it oiled, you got to keep it good there, but it is a bushcrafting knife. It's going to hold that edge for a long time, going to work very well. Super comfortable in hand. That's one of the things I love. Your hand is not going to fatigue as you use this knife. You got a right angle right on the spine of the blade, so you can throw sparks off of there, use it for bushcrafting, that sort of thing. Pretty cool knife. Comes with a leather sheath, full grain leather sheath, as well as a generous belt loop there. Now, this also comes with what's called a bushcrafting tool. This is designed by Abe Elias, and basically it's a get it done tool. You can strike off the one edge, you can pull pine pitch out of trees, you can carve out a burnout bowl, that sort of thing, as well as straighten arrows there. Pretty cool little tool, and that is included with the Saker. So got a lot of different options there.
Are you guys going to sell that separately?
At this point, no. But you know, if we get enough requests, you never know. Write it in the comments if you want to see it separate. Maybe we'll think about it. You've seen all the tip up this year, right?
Yep.
All right. All right, we got a couple more. Next one in the lineup here is called the Klingon. This one is designed by Ed Van Hoy. Pretty sweet little neck knife design, and basically you've got an earth magnet in there, and that's going to be your retention to hold that knife in place. And as it is a neck knife, it also has these magnets on the far side there on the lanyard. So those will clip together. So if this does get caught in something, it's not going to choke you out. Basically, it will come undone. As well, we designed this with a CRKT dog tag. And the way this works is you wear the dog tag under your shirt, you wear the knife over your shirt, they connect like that, and that's going to keep it from getting caught. It's going to keep it close to your chest, keep it from getting in machinery, getting into if you're hammering, that sort of thing. Just keep your knife close to your chest. Called the Klingon, designed by Ed Van Hoy, and it is a CRKT original. So pretty sweet design there. Moving on, what else have we got here? This one is called the Northcliffe, designed by Steve Journeyman. It's an 8CR13 MOV steel, and pretty cool gentleman's folder. You'll notice it doesn't have a pocket clip. You got these ebony inlays, these wood inlays, so it's designed for in-pocket carry. Just a solid little piece, and it is a liner lock, a locking liner. It opens with that nail nick right there, and opens right up. This is, I don't know, this reminds me of my grandpa, just like a grandpa's knife.
Yeah, just like a classic, classy looking knife.
Exactly, kind of Southern gentleman sort of blade. Beautiful little piece, and a lot of guys are gonna like that as just an everyday pocket knife. Other things we got going on this year, we have the adjustable paracord bracelets. You've got 4 different colors. Now, the weave here isn't anything super original, but what is original with these is the adjustment thing here. Basically, it's a clasp, and you've got 3 different settings where you can stick that on there. This is a Tom Stokes design, pretty solid paracord bracelet, and it's adjustable. So if you just ate your Thanksgiving dinner and you're fat, you can adjust it. Or if you've been on a diet, you can adjust it. So 3 different settings, 5 different colors, tan, black, black and pink, green, and digi camo. All right, if you're still watching the video at this point, you're probably gonna need this tool because this is a brewski tool to drink brewskis with your broskies. Basically, this is a bottle opener with a little paracord weave and a carabiner on the end of it. Comes in 2 colors, pretty simple, and it also fits our Stokes accessories. You can put a compass on there, different things. So pretty sweet design, pretty simple, and by this point in the video, you're definitely gonna need that brewski. So that's what that's for. These ones, they're called our quick release, Scarvalis quick release bracelets. And I'm gonna demonstrate this for you on camera here. Basically, it's your paracord bracelet, and you're gonna pull that disc out of there. And then once you pull these 2 ends, it is a quick release. So you're able to undo the entire thing within 4 seconds. So if you needed to tie a tourniquet quickly, or if you needed it fast, this is the type of paracord bracelet that you're not gonna have to sit there and unpick the weave in order to use. So pretty sweet design, fairly simple, 550 paracord, and there's actually a video we've put together online. If you do pull the cords, because every kid wants to pull the cords, right? There's a video we have online to show you how to retie that. So
What about the 2 metal pieces? Is there any purpose to those, or are they just decoration?
they're total decoration. So both branded CRKT as well as the designer. So pretty cool little piece there. Comes in 3 different colors. You got your black, your brown, and your pink. All right. Last but not least, folks, if you've watched all the way to the end, you deserve a cookie and you deserve to see the machete. It's a Leon Ma design, and basically this is an outdoor survival machete designed to get stuff done. You got a concave grind on the blade, hammer finish, which is pretty sick, 1075, high carbon steel on it, walnut handles that feel great in the hand. I mentioned this before, Leon Ma makes a styling and also very ergonomic knife. And this one is no exception. You can see if you have big meat hook hands, this is also gonna fit pretty well in your hand. I've got about medium-sized hands, and it fits me well with room to spare. So very sweet blade. You're definitely gonna wanna keep this one oiled because it is a high carbon steel. So again, from Leon Ma, called the machete. Pretty sweet design. And it comes with a nylon sheath. So pretty straightforward on that with a snap closure. There you have it, guys.
All right, Ben, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time, man.
Absolutely. Thanks, Marshall.
See you next year.